From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 530 News.
I feel like I'm being punished for other people's illegal activity.
Unfortunately, the illicit businesses have attached themselves to legitimate massage and spa, and that's the separation we need to get.
Tonight, a closer look at a local struggle between legitimate business professionals and the city's efforts to fight violent crime. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us on your Wednesday. I'm Jeanelle Slade. Well, it's an issue that at the state level has been called a Billings problem. Illicit sex and human trafficking businesses disguised as massage therapy businesses. These highly sophisticated crime rings have finagled a way to hijack a legitimate industry to stay in business. Experts estimate there are about 9,000 of these nationwide. Local authorities tell me at least a dozen of those are right here in Billings. Well, the latest conflict, the goal to run the illegal businesses out of town, and the path the city is looking to use to get it done. In an effort to stop human trafficking and run prostitution businesses out of town, Billings has been discussing, debating, and redrafting a local business ordinance for 3 years. Specifically, it targets businesses that provide massage.
They want to go after the brothels and the illegal massage businesses, and we understand that, but they're going through our profession to do it. The language in the ordinance is very offensive. It classifies us as adult entertainment, and we're not. We're healthcare professionals.
Jennifer Roth is a licensed massage therapist. She's practiced for 14 years and has more than 250 clients. She, like many massage therapists, do not want or appreciate prostitution or sex language tied to their legitimate profession. But the proposed city ordinance to stop human trafficking uses phrases like this. It shall be unlawful to massage in a manner intended to arouse. Clothing shall not expose the employee's genitalia. Businesses should not use or possess adult-oriented merchandise of a sexual nature, or businesses should not permit any person to engage in any sexual conduct for compensation.
We already know not to rub in a sexual manner, to wear appropriate clothing during our sessions, to not expose your genitalia. I mean, that's not what we do.
Why now do we have to have a dress code? Why can I not lock my doors? Why can I not close the curtains? Why do I have to tell you as a city council when my hours of operation are?
If the ordinance passes as is, solo practitioners would be exempt, but other businesses who offer massage for a primary service would need to fill out their history, turn over their financials, and complete a background check and fingerprinting to get their business license.
I'm not opposed to doing fingerprints. I'm not opposed to doing a background check, but again, why are we singled out? Why are we the only ones that have to do that for the city of Billings?
For the city to require anything more of massage therapists than they do for any other business is discrimination.
These local massage therapists say they weren't brought to the table to even discuss the proposed ordinance that's meant to regulate their industry. They've since addressed City Council, offered up alternate ordinance language, and created this video addressing key frustrations and concerns.
We have had people enter our office high on drugs, wanting to use the phone, use our restroom. It's not safe for us. We have to have the door locked.
Billings City Administrator Chris Kukulski says the city has been listening to those in the industry, and there have been numerous revisions. And as the Billings crime rate has doubled in the last 10 years, he says the city needs to look at alternative ways to crack down on criminals.
This is a different bar than reasonable suspicion. If you don't have your business license or you're not following the rules, we can take away your business license and you can't legally operate in the city. But it's also, we've learned that from other communities that an ordinance like this can in fact shut them down much more efficiently, much more effectively.
The big thing is it's going to separate what is an illicit business disguised as massage from a legitimate business that's engaged in massage therapy, and makes that delineation actually now in law where they can't really hide behind that anymore.
The proposed Billings ordinance is based off of an ordinance in Aurora, Colorado. Trevor Vaughn says 3 years ago his city was plagued with at least 20 sex trafficking businesses disguised as massage businesses. And now he says there are none.
It's been very effective, if not completely effective on that.
Vaughn says Aurora authorities used to conduct resource-intensive, highly expensive stings. And even if a business got shut down, another one just moved in. Both Vaughn and Kukulski say they know and understand this type of ordinance adds an extra burden to legitimate businesses. But they say they've streamlined the regulations to impact as few as possible.
We set the rules up to be that the legitimate businesses are already in compliance.
I understand why they're trying to vet out the businesses, but criminals are going to lie.
How many other changes, how many other ordinances, how many other laws, how many other fees are going to fall behind this one?
Kukulski says if enacted, the ordinance must be enforced to work. Then he thinks it should take 12 to 18 months to see a difference.
If it fails and it doesn't work, then we should take it off the books. But if it's effective, then I think this is absolutely worth trying. Ultimately, it is about removing that illegal activity, period.
Kukulski says for the first 12 months, a city fee for the massage business license will be $25. That pays the state for the one-time fingerprint background check. After that, the fee will remain the same as all the other business tax fees of $55. City Council will consider this ordinance under first reading next Monday, April 12th. But if you'd like to learn more tonight, in just about 25 minutes, city staff will present and answer questions about the proposed license. That's at 6 p.m. via Zoom. You can head to this story at ktvq.com right now to click on the link or get connection information. Well, a man who admits he shot a Billings convenience store clerk in the arm during a 2019 robbery is headed to federal prison for 19 years. 37-year-old Darren Samuel Whiteman, a transient, pleaded guilty to robbery and firearms charges in November 2020. A witness identified Whiteman as the man who entered the Gas and Go at 800 Jackson Avenue on November 24th, 2019, demanded money and then shot the clerk. Whiteman was arrested a month later after a 4-hour standoff with law enforcement at a trailer court on Maloney Lane. Judge Susan Waters sentenced Whiteman to 18 years and 9 months in prison and another 5 years of supervised release. Well, the local TSA says it found 3 firearms in carry-on luggage in the past 3 weeks. TSA officers at Billings Logan Airport found a 9mm semi-automatic pistol loaded with 15 rounds and one in the chamber just yesterday. Security officers also found loaded guns during inspections on March 19th and 26th. The TSA reminds firearms may be taken on commercial flights only if not loaded, if it's packed and locked in a hard-sided case, and it's placed in checked baggage. Passengers need to declare the firearm, ammunition, and firearm parts at the ticket counter.
TSA will levy a civil penalty against every passenger who brings a firearm to the security checkpoint. It's an expensive mistake. Law enforcement is always notified when we discover a firearm at the checkpoint. So you have that inconvenience of needing to go through that process as well with the airport police. So there's really one way around that, and that is travel legally with that firearm and checked luggage.
Okay. Now, each passenger was allowed to board the flights without their weapons. Well, the U.S. Energy Information Agency is out with its new short-term energy outlook for the nation. The new April report predicts a significant increase in U.S. oil and gas production, while consumers should brace for higher gas prices for the summer driving season. From April through September, pump prices are projected to average $2.78 per gallon. That's up from an average of $2.07 a gallon last summer. Now, those numbers reflect higher crude oil prices and an expected jump in gas consumption, with more people driving again as the COVID vaccines are widely distributed. The bottom line for U.S. households: expect to pay about $480 more on motor fuel in 2021 compared with 2020. And according to GasBuddy.com's survey of 81 stations in Billings, gas prices are unchanged over the past week, averaging $2.68 a gallon. That's nearly 75 cents higher than a year ago. Well, if you lost your income due to COVID-19 pandemic, help is available. The Montana Emergency Rental Assistance Program is now taking applications. Renters can get a monthly maximum of $2,200 for past due and future rent payments, up to $300 for past due and future utilities, including gas and electric, and $50 per month for internet. dating back to April 1st of last year to qualify. Household renters' gross income cannot exceed 80% of the county's median income. Renters are required to provide a copay, and landlords can apply on behalf of their renters. Payments will be made directly to those landlords and utility providers. The program is funded through the Federal Consolidated Appropriations Act of 2021 and appropriated by the Montana legislature. Emergency rental assistance will help an estimated 8,000 Montana renters stay in their homes. Well, discussing serious topics with your children can be hard, especially when a family member is diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. That's why the Alzheimer's Foundation of America published a new book, Dancing with Granddad. The picture book takes readers on an age-appropriate journey with a 7-year-old girl whose grandfather is diagnosed with the disease. The foundation's CEO feels reading this story as a family can help everyone.
The main part is to make sure that the entire family unit has an understanding of what somebody's going through that is a loved one. And this way they can integrate them in family events and not exclude them.
Now the book can be purchased at shop.alzfd.org, and it's available in English and Spanish. Up next on tonight's MTN 530 News on Q2, a part of the zoo that's been left in the lurch is getting a facelift with creatures from the sky.
Hi everybody, Scott Breen here. Coming up in sports, an explosive reason Rockies volleyball women are on fire right now, why she may be their ticket to the national tournament.
And the weather is changing up again tomorrow. Expect a little rain tomorrow afternoon. Full forecast coming up in a few minutes.